Good morning, everyone. We're here this morning to announce an exciting new partnership with Nextdoor. As you all know, Houston neighborhoods are the essence of what makes this city so very great. As Hurricane Harvey showed us, Houston neighbors are strong and resilient people. Neighbors and our local agencies have come together in amazing ways to support one another through this tragedy and have proven that a connected community is a safer, stronger, and a much more resilient community. We must continue to embrace innovative ways to help keep our communities connected and prepared. And as we've learned, having strong relationships with our neighbors and our first responders and city departments makes all of the difference in terms of mitigation, response, and recovery during an emergency. Today, I'm officially joining Nextdoor, the private social network for neighborhoods to better connect with all of you. Many of you have likely seen posts from the City of Houston in your Nextdoor news feeds. I will now be posted under the city's account and will strive to share pertinent information affecting you and your neighbors. Several of our city departments are already using Nextdoor to communicate, including the Houston Police Department, and standing with me, of course, is Chief Acevedo. The Houston Office of Emergency Management, Dennis Durinsky, is here. The Houston Fire Department, Chief Sam Pena, is present, and the Department of Neighborhoods, Takasha Francis, is here, among many other agencies in the Houston area. These departments utilized Nextdoor during and after Hurricane Harvey. They relied on it heavily to deliver critical information to those neighborhoods most severely affected. I'm proud of how our great city has come together. Having a tool like Nextdoor to use during these trying times amplifies our efforts to build an even stronger, safer, and Houston for all concerned. I'm looking forward to joining my fellow departments on Nextdoor today, and to begin working directly with the residents that make this city such a wonderful place to call home. Nextdoor is a powerful tool because it gives us the ability to target messages by area and work directly with our neighbors. For example, we have launched the Complete Communities Initiative, and city personnel, including the planning department, have and will continue to organize community meetings in various neighborhoods. Utilizing Nextdoor, we will be able to specifically target the neighborhood where the community meetings will take place, and will be able to share with them meeting notices and special updates. With Nextdoor, I'm able to provide important information and safety updates to neighborhoods across Houston. Since Nextdoor is free for both public agencies and residents to use, this is an incredibly cost-effective method to quickly and effectively communicate with our residents. On Nextdoor, I can send targeted information to specific neighborhoods, groups of neighborhoods, rather than only broadcasting information to all Houston residents. This proved invaluable during Hurricane Harvey, as certain neighborhoods and sections of the city were impacted more severely by the storm. It will again prove invaluable during the recovery process and in keeping you informed about day-to-day happenings. It's important for me to note that each Nextdoor website will remain completely private to only the verified residents who live there. I will not be able to access residents' websites, contact information, or the content. I am thrilled to have this opportunity to better connect with the residents we serve, and I encourage those residents who have yet to join Nextdoor to do so now. Now, I would like to introduce Joseph Porcelli, who will give you some more insight into Nextdoor's amazing adoption across the city. And then following that, I'm going to ask Chief Acevedo, Chief Pena, and Takasha, and others, Dennis, to speak about it since they themselves are already using it. Joseph.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Turner. My name is Joseph Porcelli, and I'm a senior city strategist at Nextdoor. And I'm thrilled to be here today to help announce the partnership between Mayor Turner and the City of Houston, and to be here amongst many of our partners who are already using the platform to announce this exciting partnership. To begin, I'd like to give a little background about Nextdoor for those who are unfamiliar. Nextdoor is a free and private social network for neighborhoods used by neighbors for everyday things like finding a lost pet or discovering a handyman or babysitter, to more critical things about talking about crime and safety issues in their neighborhoods. As we learned during Hurricane Harvey, Nextdoor is a vital tool for residents and public agencies to use to communicate during emergencies. Houston holds a special place in our hearts as one of the strongest cities in terms of Nextdoor adoption and agency partnerships. Nextdoor first launched in Houston in October 2011 with Nextdoor Willow Springs, and has since grown to over 1,100 Nextdoor neighborhood websites across the city. That's 88% of neighborhoods across the city of Houston. The greater Houston area is also home to one of our most comprehensive partnerships. Nextdoor launched its first 2 public agencies with the Police Department and Office of Emergency Management in 2013, and since then has grown to over 120 partnerships in the greater Houston area, including the Harris County Sheriff's Office, OEM, Constables and Fire, Fort Bend Government, Sheriff's Office and Constables, and numerous other agencies, and today, the mayor and the city itself. Over the last few months, as neighbors came together during Hurricane Harvey, we witnessed unprecedented use of the platform and an exceptional surge in adoption. During one of our nation's most devastating natural disasters, Houston residents proved the power of neighbors connecting with their local agencies. Houston's strong network of public agencies on Nextdoor proved to be invaluable during Hurricane Harvey. At the peak of the storm, we saw posts from almost every single agency in the Houston area working to get out pertinent information to their residents. As a whole, Houston area agencies shared over 1,200 posts and 3,000 urgent alerts that got over 10,000 replies and 55,000 thank yous. I'd like to give a special recognition to the Houston Police Department, especially the Kingswood Division and Houston Office of Emergency Management, for excellent usage of the platform before, during, and after Hurricane Harvey. This unprecedented use of Nextdoor showed us the power of social media during an emergency. I'm honored to be here today to welcome Mayor Turner and the City of Houston to Nextdoor, and to celebrate 120 other greater area agencies who have used Nextdoor in such amazing ways over the last couple of years. It's a privilege to provide a platform that helps agencies and neighbors like those right here in Houston bring out the best in the communities during the best of times and the most challenging of times. Mayor Turner, welcome to Nextdoor. I know you're very proud of the city, and we are proud to be a part of it as well. Now I'd like to introduce Sharon and Kenny Evans, 2 Nextdoor members who will share how their community came together and their story about how they use Nextdoor.
Hello.
Hello.
On the morning of Monday after the hurricane, my husband and I woke to finding our neighbors calling us and knocking at our doors, letting us know that 3/4 of our neighborhood was underwater. Our neighborhood is in the Fleetwood in the West Houston area, and we had between 3 to 5 feet of water in our neighborhood. My husband has a duck boat that is along the side of our house that we were able to launch in our neighborhood to be able to go and rescue our neighbors. We were able to bring as many people out, along with other boats that came into our neighborhood, to be able to help us save our neighbors, and then later go back into the neighborhood to help them be able to retrieve their belongings. Through the use of Nextdoor, I was able to post that we were on our way with a boat, to please contact me either by cell phone or through Nextdoor, because a lot of people's internet services, phones weren't working as well. And so one neighbor would contact another neighbor, and we got our whole neighborhood, along with some of the neighborhoods around us, to be able to be aware that boats were coming and to let us know when they were ready or needing us to pick them up and how many people were needed, so we would know which boat to be able to send to which home.
Nextdoor was the only avenue we had for provisions. It started with food and water, and went on to pet rescues and people rescues and medical supplies and people coming out in wheelchairs, children, families. Nextdoor was the only avenue that we had to communicate and to make sure that nobody was left in this situation. By the time dark came, it was a very dangerous situation. The water came up very quickly, and it started moving really fast, and it became a dangerous situation. Without Nextdoor, there's no telling how many people would have been hurt or injured or even worse. So we were very grateful to be able to communicate with our cell phones. And once we got a couple days into it, the help just expanded. We all know how great Houston is. but people just stepped up for food and water and pets and people in people's houses. And without Nextdoor, none of that would have been possible. And special thanks to Sharon for staying out there every day for 3 weeks in the hot sun all day and all night and not wanting to take relief from anyone. And so thanks to Nextdoor and thanks to my wife.
Thank you.
Chief Acevedo.
Well, good morning, everybody. Mayor, first and foremost, thank you for your leadership. Again, one of the things that we've been doing with Nextdoor and law enforcement for quite a few years now is really creating, with our neighborhood partners, 88% here in the city of Houston, a virtual neighborhood watch. I mean, that's what truly this tool is. It's a tool to help keep neighbors safe, to help keep neighborhoods informed. And if you think about what's going on in government and the lack of mistrust of government in so many instances, I think transparency is the key to building that trust. And one of the things that the mayor is doing today that I think he should be commended for is the fact that how he's bringing government straight to your homes with Nextdoor. We have 88%. That's something that we should be very proud of. But this is truly a crowdsourcing tool that there is no excuse for not having 100% participation. I hope that the community will understand that the most level of government that impacts us most, Mayor, is the local level. It's municipal government. It impacts everything we do every day. And what I love about our mayor is through this tool, he wants to give every opportunity to Houstonians, not just to have it for public safety, not just to have it for first responders, not just to have it for neighborhoods, but to have it to know what's going on in your government here in Houston. So, Mayor, thank you for letting us be part of that. And we will continue as a police department to continue to push out information and receive information because, again, Nextdoor, again, is a tool that has proven time and again to enhance the safety of our residents. And now what I love about this with the mayor exploiting this tool, we're going to have a well-informed and engaged community. So let's make it a goal to come back a year from now and let's push it over 90%. That should be our goal, 90% participation by our neighborhoods. And I hope that you all in the media will help get that out for the mayor and for us. So again, thanks, Mayor, for having us.
Thanks, sir. Chief Pena.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. And I want to echo what my partner said about the mayor's leadership on this. It's important for local government to push out information and to be accessible to our neighbors. We've heard about the benefits of Nextdoor in communicating emergency communications, and especially during natural disasters and so on and so forth. But as far as the fire department, we're also using it to communicate to neighborhoods, and it's targeted by neighborhood on department-sponsored events. For example, smoke detector installations, immunizations for children, and several toy drives that are happening in your neighborhoods. So it's a vital piece of information that we're using to communicate directly to neighborhoods and targeted by neighborhoods. So it's an excellent platform. I too want to encourage the community of Houston to participate in this. It took me 2 minutes to sign up right outside. It's painless, and it's quick and easy, and it's a critical way to get information that's targeted by neighborhood and specifically affecting your neighborhoods. So again, thank you, Mayor, for your leadership on this, and look forward to being able to communicate with all Houstonians through this platform. Thank you.
Dennis Terinsky, Homeland Security.
Thank you, Mayor. So the Office of Emergency Management has used Nextdoor for since 2013. What we have found is it allows us to target specific neighborhoods to get messages out. What we have found is that most emergencies really affect given neighborhoods, so it's important for us to be able to focus on the specific neighborhood that where the event is occurring. We use it very effectively during the recent hurricane. We used it effectively just about a month ago when we had a fire out in Spring Branch where there was a shelter in place. We were able to get that information out to that specific neighborhood. One of the interesting things we found out after Hurricane Rita, when we had the big evacuation issue, is University of Rice did a survey about what influences neighbors whether or not to make a decision to evacuate. And the greatest majority of the people said they depended on what their neighbor did. So it's very important to be able to get the message out to the neighborhood so that message can can be shared among the people they trust. So again, I join with my colleagues in complimenting the mayor for taking this on as a citywide project. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Francis, Department of Neighborhoods.
Hi, good morning, everybody. We are new to Nextdoor.com, and I'm extremely excited about that simply because my colleagues have had such wonderful success with making sure that they are presented a platform where we can get out more information. The Department of Neighborhoods, as you know, is responsible for the quality of life for all Houstonians, and of course, especially after we are currently recovering from Harvey and looking at restoration efforts all over the city, information and communication with our neighborhoods, which is the approach we're taking, is so critical. So we're excited about another platform in addition to Twitter and Facebook to be able to reach out to our neighbors citywide so that we can restore one neighborhood at a time. So we look forward to seeing you in the Nextdoor neighborhood, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Kasha. And at this point, if there are any questions, I'm sure one of these outstanding, distinguished personalities will be able to address them. Yeah, are there any questions, or did we address everything?
En español, por favor. Un poquito.
No, buenos días. Quiero principalmente darle las felicitaciones al alcalde Turner por su liderazgo esta mañana, que el alcalde va a hacer aquí en City Hall lo que hacemos ya en el departamento policiaco, es usar este programa Nextdoor, que es un programa que para nosotros es muy importante para la comunidad, para estar al tanto de lo que está pasando con tus vecinos. Le suplicamos a la comunidad que tenga fe en este programa. Es un programa que es yo tengo mucha confianza en él, no tiene que tener ningún temor. Más importante, es importante que esta comunidad sepa lo que está pasando al nivel de seguridad de la comunidad, pero también al nivel del gobierno aquí local, del alcalde, lo que está pasando en City Hall. Nextdoor, el 88% de nuestros vecinos está usando esta plataforma, y les suplicamos a toda la comunidad que por favor ayúdenos a mantener la seguridad pública y también edúquese lo que está pasando aquí en City Hall con el alcalde. Y de nuevo le saludamos al alcalde por su liderazgo, que muchos gobiernos no quieren que la gente sepa lo que está pasando, pero nuestro alcalde quiere que nuestra comunidad sepa qué es lo que está pasando, qué es lo que está afectando. Y más importante, esto es una plataforma que es gratis, así que no le cuesta nada, y es una manera que puede saber qué está pasando con sus vecinos, que si hay cosas sospechosas, y también podemos usarlo para mantenerlo seguro y darle mucha información. Así que de nuevo, el 88% de nuestra comunidad está usándolo, pero necesitamos que sea 100%, y mi esperanza es que para el año que viene vamos a decir que tenemos más del 90% de la comunidad. Gracias.
Thank you, Chief. And let me now encourage you to speak individually with any of the individuals, especially the residents here from West Houston, and I want to commend them for what they did during Hurricane Harvey. So thank you all so very much. And Joseph is here from Indianapolis, so feel free to visit with him or any of the others who are directly using Nextdoor right now. So thank you for all for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you.